Springtrap was out there. His soul was stuck to an animatronic suit. After the restaurant burnt down, he was lost. He had nowhere to go, but then he was burnt down again at the trap that was set. Now, Springtrap was supposed to be the only one that got out, the only one that survived. However, for this scenario, we'll say he perished in that fire. And as he did, his soul would wake up in a new place. As he looked, the sky was red around him. All the buildings were big and tall. And his body was a yellow bunny. He was like that suit he was trapped in, but it was different. It was pure fur and not metal. However, he did have two robotic eyes, and his teeth were big, sharp, and scary. As he started to look around more and more, he started to see something. A girl start to sing and dance. Maybe this was hell. After all, listening to her sing and dance forever could be quite annoying. As he walked up to her, he would say, "Excuse me. What is this place?" Charlie simply looked at him and said, "This is hell. Hell. But I guess that's fair." "Wait, you're a new soul. Oh my God. Then you want to get out of hell, don't you?" Springtrap would say, "Is this a trap, demon?" No, it's not. There's a hotel where you can be redeemed and sent to heaven." Trap would then begin to think of the souls, the puppet, the marionette, Foxy, Freddy, Bonnie, all of them, all of the children, all of their screams. All of it came to his mind as he simply stared at Charlie. He couldn't talk. He couldn't move. All he could do was think about everything he's ever done. It was all to save his kid, the kid of the bite of 87. That's where it all changed. As then, he realized something. What he did may have not been right, but maybe he could change. Or maybe he can trick people to get in his way. It seemed like he had some powers. He could feel it. He was going to use Charlie, stay there until he can figure out what he can do in this world, and then leave. As Springtrap simply nodded and said, "All right," as then Charlie brought him to the hotel. As Angel looked at Springtrap, he would smirk. "Hey there, bad boy. Why don't you and I do some bad stuff together?" Springtrap would say, "Your chest, it looks poofy, but you sound like a man. Interesting. Are you a Vestite?" Angel would say, "What? What kind of a question is anyway?" Charlie would say, "Let's show you around the hotel. This is Husk." Husk would nod and say, "Hey," as he took a sip. "And this is Nifty." Nifty would say, "Ooh, you're a bad boy, aren't you? I like bad boys. What are you doing here, bad boy?" Springtrap would look at Nifty. "I am here to calculate what I can do now. After the destruction I've caused, I do not regret what I've done. However, I must proceed if I did, to truly achieve my goal." Nifty would say, "Ooh, a smart-talking bad boy. Interesting. I made you something." Nifty would give him a crown out of cockroaches. He would say, "Thank you. You know, maybe you and I could have worked together if I was alive." "Ooh, are you flirting with me?" Charlie would say, and this is Alistair." Alistair would walk to them both. "Hello there. Nice to meet you. I hope you don't cause any trouble." Days would pass, and Springtrap would get used to his situation. His world was quite strange. Everything around him was strange. However, he was used to that. After all, he dealt with souls and studied souls extensively. But he never knew about the afterlife. He merely knew how to keep a soul around. It was all quite, jarring, to say the least. As all of his studies to bring his son back worked, it all came back to bite him eventually. As Springtrap learned about his situation and learned about everything around him, he started to feel again. It's been so long since he felt something, since he felt anything but rage. Rage of being locked up in the same place for years and years on end. being trapped by the son that he saved. As all these years has passed, something would happen. One day, Angel would walk up to him. "What is your deal?" Springtrap would look at him and say, "Sorry? Been here for months, and you only talk to people like you're a freaking robot with your calculations and things. We need to know more about you." Charlie would say, "What Angel's trying to say is you haven't really shared anything in therapy. If you're gonna stay here, you're gonna have to." Springtrap would just sigh and say, "Sorry, you're right. Well, it all started when my son got his head bitten off, a frontal lobe, so I had to collect soul energy to bring him back. And I did this by experimenting on children. I took their lives and gathered their souls to try to make machines that were alive. That way, I could bring him back. My first experiment was the puppet, and he would start to tell him all these stories. The story was messed up, all these evil things to save his son, and eventually got his own daughter consumed. I did all this to save my son, and I lost a daughter. And worse yet, my son trapped me and left me to burn. Although I guess I do deserve that." Everyone was speechless. Most people become worse as soon as they get down here, but Springtrap had seemed like the opposite. Even Alistair, who's seen and done messed up things, was speechless himself. As minutes passed, Charlie said, "Thank you for sharing, and I hope you come to see this place as your home." Springtrap would say, "You did not reject or push me out. It seemed my calculations were wrong. I guess we'll see in time if this place is a home for me." As the weeks passed, Springtrap became more and more open. He was hiding himself from so many people for so long. It was really hard for him to show emotions at first, but he was actually becoming more like a person as time went on. And he would laugh with them. He would have fun with them. And well, he would actually drink with Husk. He seemed like a human being now, and not whatever he was when he first got here. However, he was still very cold and calculative, but he still smiled and laughed every once in a while. It was still great progress all around, but more importantly, Springtrap was learning how to use his powers. He had summoning powers, which he can force little tiny demons into doing his bidding for him. And he can control souls and the spirits around him. He also can control spiritual energy. And to do that, he needs there to be death around him, which he could use a lot of if there's a big battle. As Springtrap was learning more and more about his powers, the battle against Adam was getting closer and closer ahead. As the time for Adam to come was getting closer and closer and closer, Springtrap had to do one tiny little thing. Springtrap had to prepare himself with his magic to fight. And with that, he would have to face his own crimes, face himself for who he is. As he sighed, it was the day before the battle, as suddenly Angel would grab his shoulder. "Hey, hot stuff, you still not interested in me?" Springtrap would say, "I've thought about it, but no." "No matter what happens, I'm gonna be out there for you. We all will." As Sir Princess would say, "That's right. Me and our army will stop them." Springtrap laughed, as in the day came, and the battle begun. As exorcist angels came from the sky, Alistair would summon a force field and began to fight Adam. As all this battle was happening, as all this bloodshed, as all this carnage was going on, Springtrap would stay in the background and begin to gather more and more and more energy. As he gathered the energy, he felt it course through his veins. He felt it course through his body, as it gave him more power. As all this power kept coursing through him, eventually he would wait for the right moment to strike. He had enough to put into a single blow. His plan was to put all that against Adam, but then he saw something. He saw Sir Pinches flying towards Adam, as then he put a barrier around his ship. As Adam saw this, he just tried to blow up the ship, but the barrier protected it, as then the ship launched at all of them, destroying all the exorcists, destroying loot, destroying Adam. Sir Pinches did it. Sir Pinches wiped everyone out. As everyone was shocked, they all began to run out. As they all praised Sir Pinches says, "Actually, it would have been destroyed if Springtrap didn't use his energy to protect my ship." As then Angel said, so that's why you weren't fighting. You were gathering enough energy to help Sir Pinchus. You two make a great team. As then Springtrap was gonna say he didn't really plan on doing this from the beginning. Sir Pinchus said, we do, don't we? Springtrap just nodded and said, yeah, we do. Springtrap would continue to live his life at the hotel. Things would change, and his life would change, but Springtrap actually had friends for once. And maybe, just maybe, he himself could change. And that is going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yep, I really enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. It was a great video to make, I'm not going to lie. And well, I had a lot of fun making it. And I love these crossover videos. I don't know how well they're going to do, because I've been leaning into that Charlie thing, trying to get 1,000 views out of each video. But recently, Charlie's been diving, so I'm gonna have to call on my boy Springtrap. Springtrappy Trap, he's gonna have to save the day. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing Pride Month. Love you all. I love you, and I love your family, and I love everyone who watches this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And hit that notification bell so you get a notification. Peace out. Love you all. Bye.